Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Learn with MJ. Today's topic is the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution began around 1760 AD in England. It brought about great changes in the social and economic life of the people, first in England, then in the other countries of Europe, and later in other continents. In Europe, especially England, the discovery of new territories, explorations, growth of trade and commerce, and the consequent growth of towns brought about an increase in demand for goods. Earlier goods, that is, consumer items like clothes, etc., were produced at domestic levels. This means that there existed a domestic system of production. With increased demand, goods were to be produced on a large scale. New invention. During Industrial Revolution, new tools and techniques were invented which could produce goods on a large scale. During 1760 to 1830 AD, a series of inventions in tools and techniques and organization of production took place, and it gave rise to the factory system of production. Thus, a change in economy from feudal to capitalist system of production developed. Subsequently, there emerged a class of capitalists which controlled the new system of production. Due to this revolution, society moved from the old age of handmade goods to the new age of machine-made goods. This shift heralded the emergence of Industrial Revolution. One of the significant mechanical inventions which led to a quicker and better method of production in various industries was the spinning jenny, invented in 1767 by James Hargreaves, an English weaver. It was a simple machine, rectangular in shape. It had a series of spindles which could be turned by a single wheel. In 1769, Arkwright, an English barber, invented another tool which was named after the name of its inventor and called Arkwright's water frame. This water frame was so large that it could not be kept in one's home, and a special building was required to set it up. Thus, on account of this, it is said that he was responsible for introducing the factory system. Another invention called the mule was by Samuel Crompton in 1779 in England. There were several other inventions which all contributed to the industrial growth of European society. Impact of the Industrial Revolution on society. With the change in the economy of society, several social changes followed. As capitalism became more and more complex, the developments of banks, insurance companies, and finance corporations took place. New class of industrial workers, managers, capitalists emerged. The peasants in the new industrial society found themselves with thousands of other people like themselves winding cotton in a textile mill. Instead of the famous countryside, they found themselves in unhygienic living conditions. With the increase in production, population started increasing. The rise of population led to the increased rate of urbanization. The industrial cities grew rapidly. In the industrial cities, socio-economic disparities were very wide. The factory workers were involved in repetitive and boring work, the result of which they could not enjoy. In Marxist terms, the worker became alienated from the product of his or her labor. City life in the industrial society became an altogether a different way of life. These changes moved both conservative and radical thinkers. The conservatives feared that such conditions would lead to chaos and disorder. The radicals like Engels felt that the factory workers would initiate social transformation. Though the judgment of values differed, social thinkers of the time were agreed upon the epoch-making impact of the Industrial Revolution. They also agreed upon the importance of the new working class. The history of the period from 1811 to 1850 further indicates that this class increasingly agitated for their rights. Next is the significant themes of Industrial Revolution. First one is the condition of labor. A new population earning their livelihood by working in the factories arose. In the early years, this working class lived in poverty and squalor. They were socially deprived. At the same time, they were indispensable in the new industrial system. This made them a powerful social force. Sociologists recognize that the poverty of this class of workers is not natural poverty but social poverty. Thus, the working class became, during the 19th century, the subject of both moral and analytical concern. Next is the transformation of property. The traditional emphasis on land lost its value while money or capital became important during the Industrial Revolution. The investment in new industrial system came to be recognized. The feudal landlords became less significant while the new capitalists gained power. Many of these new capitalists were the erstwhile landlords. Property was one of the central issues that were raised in the French Revolution too. Its influence on the social order is considerable. Property is related to economic privileges, social status, and political power. A change in the property system involves a change in the fundamental character of society. Sociologists have grappled with the question of property and its impact on social stratification since the days of Marx, Tocqueville, Taine, and Weber. Third one is the industrial city, that is urbanism. Urbanization was a necessary corollary of the Industrial Revolution. Industries grew and along with it grew great cluster of populations, the modern towns and cities. Cities were present in ancient period too, such as Rome, Athens, etc. But the new cities such as Manchester in England, famous for its textile, were different in nature. Ancient cities were known as repositories of civilized graces and virtues, while the new cities were known as repositories of misery and inhumanity. It was these aspects of the new cities which concerned the early sociologists. Fourth one is the technology and the factory system. Technology and the factory system has been the subject of countless writings in the 19th century. Both the conservative and radical thinkers realized that the two systems would alter human life for all times to come. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe our channel for more videos.